Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to another coffee time to discuss books, to discuss also horror books in general. But today I come to you with kind of like a mid-year crisis horror tag.
It's coffee time.
So normally every year I do these mid-year booktube crisis book tag, something like that, but this year I found another one that I've never done before, so I thought it would be interesting to do this one. And I saw it on Nikia's channel originally. I'm going to link her down below as well as the original video, and all of the questions of course are going to be in the description box as well in case you guys still want to do it. This one is called the Quarter Year Crisis book tag, and it's kind of a tag to reflect on your reading so far this year. I already know my reading has not been top-notch this year. I know I'm behind on my goals, but nevertheless I wanted to reflect a little bit on the things that I have read. Let's jump right into it with the first question, which is how many books have you read this year? So according to my Goodreads at the moment, I have read around 35 books, which, you know, it tells me I'm a little bit behind to my goal, but I am trying not to let that bother me. I'm just trying to keep reading as much as I can, enjoy the things that I read, and we will see by the end of the year if I need to spend like December just reading like a crazy person in order to achieve my goal. I'm kind of competitive a little bit, so when I set a goal I really want to hit it. So normally I only set a 100 book goal, so I'm a little bit behind, but I think I can still catch up. The next question is, have you already found a 2022 favorite, and if not, you know, a book that it's nearly being a 5-star? So I have went through my list on Goodreads and I have found a couple of 5 stars, and I would like to recommend you two that I truly did enjoy. The first one was kind of a surprise. I kind of was hoping to enjoy it, but I didn't know I was gonna love it so much, and that is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Basterrica. I've spoken so much about this before that I'm gonna make it quick. This is a book based on a possible future in which humans are unable to consume animal flesh, so they start kind of breeding humans just for consumption, and they treat them as they would treat, you know, as the meat industry works nowadays. And it is quite specific about the things that happens to those humans that are being bred for, you know, to turn them into food basically. And I didn't expect to enjoy this one so much. It was really captivating, and you get to see the story told in a way that it is kind of like gray area. There is nothing extremely pro or against what's happening. It's kind of like showing you what happens and making you kind of come to your own conclusions and your ideas, and I really love that about the book. And another one that I really enjoyed is You've Lost a Lot of Blood by Eric LaRocca. This one was such a crazy ride, as it always is with his books and his stories. I was not ready for it. This one has kind of like two stories that are going on at the same time, so you do have like separate chapters for each story, and we go back and forth between them. I really enjoyed both stories, but kind of like the more main story for me was the story of Tamsin. She is a struggling single mother with her son, and she's traveling with her car to a new job that is potentially going to give her a lot of money, and when she gets there things start to get a little bit weird, and we enter this nightmare that it is absolutely amazing, and you really don't know what you're getting yourself into. I always try to be super vague with Eric's books when it comes to describing the plot, because I feel like there is a lot that is so much better if you don't know it's there and you just get confronted with it. But if you love really interesting, weird, disturbing horror, this is definitely an author that you need to pick up. Next we have any like 1-star books or books that you didn't really enjoy this year so far, and I have a couple that were kind of lower rated books, but most of them actually I was surprised to see that they were 3 stars or above. I do have one that it is 1.5, that was The Phantom Circuit. It is by Austin Farmer, and I was really excited about this one. It is also a release from 2022, and I was excited because these combined a classic horror story slash legend, you know, the legend of Bloody Mary, with technology, you know, computers and stuff like that. So I thought it would be really interesting to see. In the story we have two sisters, and after one of them dies, the surviving sister thinks that she's able to communicate with the world of the dead through a computer. That's kind of like the basics. The problem with this book for me was that it was extremely repetitive. I just felt like I enjoyed a little bit the beginning, and then everything was going in circles for me, and that was such a pity because it completely, you know, threw me off. Like, I was not engaged or interested in it anymore, and it felt a little bit more of a chore that I had to read it, because it was also one that I got from NetGalley. So I really do try to finish those so that I can give them back to NetGalley like at some sort of feedback. I just don't give them any feedback at all, so I always force myself to finish this ones. Most genre read so far, and obviously that's gonna be horror. I guess also a lot of thrillers, but that's mostly what I tend to read. I do like all types of genres. I don't have anything against any other genre, but I am a lot more picky when it comes to other things like fantasy or romance. I do read those things, but I feel like I am more picky with horror. I feel like I'm open to read anything and everything because I'm just intrigued to see the story, and I just really enjoy horror in general. So yeah, that I don't think that's ever gonna change, but I have started to read a couple of romance books this month of June, so I'll be talking about them in my wrap-up. A book that surprised you, and for this one I'm going to pick a book that honestly I thought I knew what I was getting myself into, and then when I started reading the book, halfway through the book I was like, oh boy, and it just was so like weird and so intense, and that is Wife by Samantha Kolesnik. This is a novella, so it's not that long, but I remember reading it and being like, yeah, you know, I get it. It is like disturbing, and it's kind of getting really unsettling, and then it takes a turn and it just gets so intense. It just gets so disturbing that I was not ready for it. This one has a lot of body gore, like body horror, so if you don't like that, avoid it at all costs because it really gets quite intense. This is about a woman that is kind of like reconsidering her life after she sees this beautiful man in a supermarket, this beautiful stranger, and he seems to be like the man of her dreams. And after that, everything goes a little bit downhill when she makes some poor choices, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna tell you. But if you read True Crime by Samantha Kolesnik, you already know how intense she can get and how disturbing the story can turn. But I feel like with this one, she has taken it up 2-3 notches. This one was a lot, but I absolutely loved it. And I feel like if you would turn this into like a TV story, like a chapter of an episode of a horror show, it would be a lot for people to stomach. But it would be super interesting actually to see these, you know, turn into the screen. A book that has come out in 2022 but that you still have not read, and obviously I want to, is Hide by Kirsten White. And I really want to read this one because it's supposed to be like the new Squid Game kind of thing. Of course they compare it to the Netflix show because it's really successful, but let me pitch this to you. This is a group of strangers that are offered a reward if they stay overnight and survive at an abandoned amusement park. Doesn't it sound like me? It sounds like me. It's like it's me written all over the page. I still need to get a copy of this one. I really want to read it because I love this. The setting, an abandoned amusement park, strangers throw in there, surviving the night. Like, yes please. One goal that you made that you are succeeding at. So to be honest with you guys, 2022 has been rough when it comes to me figuring out how to accomplish my goals and how to keep going with a lot of things that I love to do, especially content creating and stuff like that. I've struggled to find a life work YouTube balance and social media in general, but I feel like I'm getting again back into the game. So one goal that I achieved, if you may, is that I never stopped uploading for like the rest of 2022. I know that I have been uploading less and more like sporadic this day, that day, instead of having a schedule like I had before, but I am just, you know, happy that I still put up content in general with everything that's going on, so I'm really happy about that. And I also have been reading new releases as much as I can, or as much as I have been able to get them. So I need to also get better on those things, but at least I'm happy that the channel has kept having content even when I was really busy. One goal that you made that you need to focus on. So this one obviously goes a little bit hand in hand with the last question, because obviously I want to get better at uploading content, maybe in a schedule, like have every week planned out beforehand. I used to plan my content in a calendar before, and then I stopped because life just got too busy, and I'm trying to get back on track with that. I'm trying now to keep a Google Calendar. I still need to set up a lot of things and reminders and stuff, but I'm trying to learn how to work with a Google Calendar or something like that, so that I get to do things and shit gets done. And another thing is I really want to go back to posting on Insta a lot. I haven't really checked Insta in like a couple months. I know people have sent me direct messages and I will get to them. I've just been so overwhelmed with things that I have left that aside a little bit. So if you wrote me a message there, I'll get back to you. I'm sorry. I've just been like a little bit overwhelmed, like I said. So I really want to have a schedule where I check Insta every day, when I upload a couple of times maybe on Instagram. I want to make more pictures for content, like all of those things. So I'm trying to squeeze everything into this Google Calendar to try to make everything work. It sounds great on paper, but we shall see. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. It's all I can do. You know, if I try, at least I should be happy that I am trying. New to you, bookstagrammers, booktubers that you discovered in 2022. So for this question, I actually want to change it a little bit, because I would like to talk about two booktubers that I really enjoy, that put up a lot of content and a lot of great videos, but I feel like they deserve to have more subscribers, because I just personally really enjoy these two people so much. The first one is Coffee, Cats and King. I absolutely love this guy. He is so funny, and you can always see his cats on his videos. He has amazing coffee mugs with cats. I really enjoy his content. He puts up a lot of content. He reads a lot of horror. He buys a lot of like vintage horror paperbacks I love to see, and he also reads other things, you know, like science fiction and other stuff, some fantasy, but I always love to, you know, listen to his videos while having my coffee in the morning. So definitely check him out if you have not checked him out yet. The links for both are gonna be down below. And the second channel is Pretty in Paper Cuts, because I absolutely love her channel. She also uploads a lot. She gives so many book recommendations. She also buys a lot of books, and she reads a lot of horror, thrillers, stuff like that. And I discover also so many true crimes books because of her. She reads a lot of true crime, so she also has pets. So definitely go and check her out if you have not. So those two people, I really truly enjoy listening to their videos. Even if I'm really busy, I try to still like listen to the video while I'm doing chores or stuff, so that's why sometimes I don't comment on everyone's videos, but I try as much as possible to support all the channels that I enjoy. And these two channels, they don't have as many subscribers as I feel they deserve, so if you're not subscribed to them, check them out. Alright guys, so this was everything for this book tag. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you are having a great reading year, maybe even better than mine, because you know the struggle has been real in 2022. But nevertheless, let me know down below what is the best book you've read so far in 2022 that you gave 5 stars, no questions asked. Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you all, as always, in our next coffee time. Bye!